I got my Mississippi permit and it said escort required, and I panicked and I called the permit company. I said, what's happening? I'm only 14 feet tall. And they said, let us check. Oh yeah, you need an escort. And I went inside the plant. I said, guys, do you know anybody like that offers escort service over here? And there was a, so that's what I look like with all the axles down. My fifth wheel is over here, almost. I just left that. That's just enough to make turns so I don't hit the frame. And I got my lights. You know, this is the first oversized load, and I put position 2 over here. I don't want to go to position 1 because then there's not enough air in the rear axle. And we have lights in here. Everything is flickering, everything is perfect, flags everywhere. And they added that strap in there because there's a little drive shaft. It just was hanging on the ropes, and I said, guys, that's not right, you know. Has to be a strap or a chain. And the engineer added okay, so the pusher, that's my suspension load. She says 80. Let me double check what's my pressure. Okay, 80, good. I want it to be the same on the pusher, but of course this is like an idiotic setup where you have to climb down to look at the what your pusher axle pressure is, because yeah, that's the best way. They gotta be equal. Okay, so I want to show you guys how I'm driving with the load, because this is the first time with this truck I have such a heavy load. So, well, it's 80,000 pounds, but still I'm like 132, 133 gross. Let's go. Okay, it's 22 degrees, so better switch my air conditioning. Okay, lights off. Go. So my right mirror shows me that the wheel, the front wheel or the rear wheel, whatever, I think it's the front wheel. So right now I'm on the yellow line, I mean white line. So I don't want to leave any mailboxes behind here. And now we have 84.4 liters per 100 kilometers. Well, that's supposed to be average, but because the truck only has less than 2,000 miles on the odometer, every change in instant mileage reflects on my average mileage. Like actually my instant mileage, that's little blue bubble at the bottom, that's the instant. But the top big numbers in liters, that's supposed to be my average. But I don't want to even look at it. Okay, I'm just gonna put the tachometer or speed here. And of course when you load it, the truck behaves totally different when you're empty. Like now I feel much more power, for example, you know. So it pulls good. Let's see what happens when I'm on the freeway. immense power. Yeah, and of course, because I'm heavy now, it retains the RPM longer, like when you shift, because when I was empty, I was losing RPM pretty fast, like especially when switching from 4th to 5th, because it's such a big movement. But now it's okay. Okay, I think I'm turning right somewhere here. Yeah, that's the... Why we're not talking? Come on. That's what I need.
Take the next right onto Stockyard Road.
And again, the beauty of this truck is that I don't have to do anything about the pusher, you know. That's it. This is the freeway, so it's 4-lane. It's Mississippi 25. So you see, I'm accelerating to 1500. And now we're in 6 low, 6 high. Seven low. See, truck pulls good. Seven high. Eight low. All right, can we do 8 high? Let's see. 8 high, 90 kilometers per hour, 56 miles per hour. Let's see how we're doing with the hill. RPM is 1400. We're climbing, losing, but pulling pretty good. 133,000 pounds, ladies and gentlemen, gross. This is the new generation of engines, you know, you don't need high RPM. So I'm just gonna set my cruise at 1350 RPM, 93 kilometers per hour, which is roughly 58 miles per hour. And we'll go from there. So anyway, the plan now is just to reach the Love's truck stop in Columbus, which is about 20 miles away from Alabama line, because I'm still waiting for my Alabama permit. And that's also 60 miles, no, 67, no, probably 50 miles. No, wait, 60 miles. So that's 60 miles, so which is a perfect timing to check my lane and my chains and binders. And I added 2 more this morning because this thing has lots of weight at the top, you know, those big booms. You see, pulls good, so it goes down a little bit, 1270, 1280, but I feel power. It feels good, you know. Like I said, whenever the truck is loaded, you get much more power, because the computer tries to save fuel. It only gives you this power when it feels that you're loaded. You know, all trucks, all modern trucks are like that. And no, you don't need high RPM. You know, like the way I do it, I know with the cruise control you lose a bit of fuel on hills, but it's just the convenience, you know. And I usually set it not depending on my speed. I don't care about speed. When I get there, I get there. Like, this is heavy haul, you cannot drive fast. Like, I know other guys fly like 65-70 miles per hour. I don't know, what's the point? I'm not paid by the mile, I paid per trip. And this morning I sent a message to the freight broker. I said delay, because they want me to notify them whenever I have a delay. And I said, delayed at the plant, waited 2 days for the Mississippi permit. And then, yeah, then I had that scare with the escorts, you know, because if they tell you have you need to have escorts, like your permit company says you need an escort, then you need an escort. But somehow I decided to verify, and it was the right thing to do, because you see, it turns out I don't need an escort, because that would be minimum $1.50 per mile, and the Mississippi permit says 67 miles total, and each escort company has a minimum. No, we're not gonna make it. 1160, okay, 1150. We're gonna downshift. So basically, I'm trying to save fuel, right? That's why I drive slow, because with a heavy load, your optimum is somewhere around 55-56 miles per hour. But I cannot drive 55 because it's a Canadian truck. All my speedometer only has like 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 kilometers per hour, and then in between. And 55 is a very weird number for me, because it's not, you know, I don't have a line for it on my odometer like they do on the American trucks. Like, I got 80 kilometers per hour, which is 50 miles per hour. Okay, I can do that. And then I got 90, which is 56. So basically, you know, it's a Canadian truck, so our speeds are different. So, oh, check this out. The guy on the other side has the same, no, it's a much smaller forklift, but the same brand. Resume. Yeah, I gotta remember about that part. So it sticks out about the, so I'm 11.8. So if it's 8.2, 11.8, so it's like 1.5 feet on each side. So usually I try to find my position, like where I have to be in the lane, so that my the edge of my load is on the white line. And so, for example, now, so if there's an obstacle, I will know how far I have to go left, you know. So it's still over the white line. Wow. So this is pretty wide, you know. And so this can be a stressful load when you're like this wide. That's why I'm glad that I'm not going through Chattanooga and Knoxville. It's too much traffic over there. Anyway, so the next stop is Loves in Columbus, Mississippi, and once the Alabama permit is issued, I'll make my way to the Fontaine heavy haul plant in Springville, Alabama, to pick up my fleet box.